Welcome to Northbeat. I'm in Norman Wells. As you can see behind me, the self-government celebrations have begun. People from across the north, coming up from the south even, are in town, and they are all here to mark a big moment in history, the realization of the Klegoti Gotine government. We are broadcasting live here tonight, and we will bring you stories from the celebrations this weekend. Those will come next week on the show. First, let's get to the news. Thanks for joining us. I'm Megan Roberts in Norman Wells, Northwest Territories. 3 miners trapped for 60 hours in British Columbia's Red Chris mine were rescued on Thursday night. The mine is located near Dease Lake, about 420 kilometers west of Fort Nelson, BC. The CBC's Virginie Ann tells us more about the rescue.
The incident happened in a very remote area, but it has gripped the attention of the entire country and even drawn concern from all across the world. Now, after 60 hours trapped underground, they are in good health, they are in good spirits, and most importantly, they have been reunited with their families. Kevin Coombs from Ontario, Darian Maduke of BC, and Jesse Chabate of Manitoba were freed shortly before 11 p.m. last night. Here's a refresher of how this all began. The 3 men were about 200 meters into the entrance of the mine Tuesday morning when a first load of dirt and rocks collapsed behind them, blocking their way out. The men, who are diamond drillers with the company High Tech Drilling, made their way deeper into the mine to a steel shelter that looks like a sea can. They were in there about 700 meters underground when a second collapse severed communications. The shelter was equipped with water, food, and air, enough to last them about 2 weeks. And that allowed time for the rescue team to figure out what to do. Newmont Corporation, the mine's company, said that rescue crews used drones to assess stability around the mine's entrance. A significant amount of rubble was blocking the way, but they were able to use a remotely operated digger to clear the path. And once cleared, crews entered with a specialized vehicle. The men were brought safely one by one to the surface. We heard at the press conference this morning that the 3 men were joking that they got to get a good night's sleep in there. Meanwhile, Newmont said that work has resumed at the open mine at the site, but that the underground operations have been paused until a full investigation takes place. Virginie Ann, CBC News, Whitehorse.
In Nunavut, a man has died after RCMP shot him in Clyde River on Thursday. Nunavut RCMP issued a shelter-in-place alert last night after receiving reports of multiple shots fired in the community. Police say when they arrived on scene, they were confronted by a man with a firearm. After that confrontation, police shot him. Nunavut RCMP say they've sent more resources to Clyde River and are working to find an external agency to investigate the shooting. Police say they won't be commenting further on the incident. The Northwest Territories government has dissolved the board for the Fort Resolution Housing Authority and appointed an administrator. In a news release, the Territory says it's also ordering an independent review of the board's decision-making. The government describes this as an exceptional measure that was due to operational challenges at the Housing Authority. Housing NWT Minister Lucy Kaptana is quoted in the release as saying that the decision was not made lightly. The government didn't give details about the operational challenges. Darlene Berthier was named as the administrator. Folk on the Rocks says it made the right call to evacuate the music festival in Yellowknife when it did last Friday. One performer told CBC News about a scary encounter with lightning that night. Benji Straker said the tent he was under got hit. He saw sparks and felt like someone had punched him in the head. The festival says that ultimately its emergency response worked that night, but it's still reflecting on what happened.
And I think back on that moment a lot of if I'd done things a little bit different, would things would we not have had those instances. And I can't guarantee that those wouldn't have happened. Like static charge in the air is a big thing when there is an electrical storm. And I think ultimately we made the right choice when we made that choice.
Orozco says the festival will be updating its emergency response plan. One thing she wants to make sure of is that there's a detailed reopening plan for when bad weather improves. About a third of the festival's sales take place on Friday. The festival says shutting down early was a big hit to its finances. Some doctors in Alberta are calling the province's measles outbreak an epidemic. The province has had over 1,500 cases this year. With only one case detected in the NWT so far, NWT Public Health says it's watching the situation carefully. Sarah St. Pierre has more.
Alberta's measles outbreak is considered a risk for more cases in the NWT. The territory's chief public health officer says that unvaccinated people traveling through the province should be careful.
But we do know the North Zone is of particular concern for ourselves because we travel right back and forth.
Immunization rates are generally high across the Northwest Territories, but one region is more vulnerable than the others.
Especially when you look at younger population that are not protected against measles. So if there was to be a measles exposure, it would spread a lot quicker in the Cleacher region than in the other regions.
Dr. Candola says only 77% of 5-year-olds in the Tlicho region have at least one vaccine dose, compared to over 90% elsewhere. 2 doses are needed for immunity. 9 out of 10 unvaccinated people exposed to measles end up catching it, and experts say that people often underestimate how bad the viral infection can get.
Not everyone realizes that it kind of is a reset on your immune system, and so if you get measles infection, your immune memory against quite a number of other infections is wiped out.
With students heading back to school in about a month, she urges parents to make sure their children have been vaccinated.
It's getting pretty close, honestly, because it takes you want them to have a couple of weeks before school start to have full effect from the vaccination, and it'll be pretty tight even if people start looking into it right now.
Young children and pregnant women are among the most vulnerable to measles. The vaccine cannot be given during pregnancy, only before or after. Sarah St. Pierre, CBC News, Yellowknife.
Rankin Inlet Nunavut is seeing a spike in serious injuries from ATVs. It's a growing concern for the community as some cases involve children. Cases of serious injuries have risen dramatically in the last year. The Hamlet's fire chief says the injuries are caused by speeding, and alcohol is also sometimes a factor. He says it's leading to more stress on the healthcare system and the community.
Well, we've had 7 ATV accidents so far this year, which is more than we had all of last year. And out of that, we've medevaced 6 people out with serious injuries.
Wyatt says in most of the incidents, people weren't wearing helmets. Some drivers have also been under the legal age to drive.
People just, as soon as summer comes, the helmets come off driving up the road, and people are just going too fast. And if you're not driving to the conditions, you're probably going to crash. It's pretty easy to roll an ATV.
The legal age to drive an ATV is 14. Wyatt says children as young as 10 are driving ATVs with their parents' consent. He says he's pushing to have the legal age to operate an ATV raised to 16. Some Inuit leaders say they were reassured that the federal government's infrastructure legislation will not violate treaty rights. Several Inuit organizations met with the Prime Minister and federal cabinet ministers in Nunavik as part of the Inuit Crown Partnership Committee, or ICPC. The president of Nunavut Dungavik Incorporated says the collaboration between Ottawa and Inuit treaty organizations has been phenomenal, and that NTI's structure helps protect their interests.
The regulatory system that is in place with the Nunavut Agreement is something that will be protecting us as Inuit as the federal government will not be able to supersede any especially Bill C-5 will not be able to supersede the Nunavut Agreement.
Dunraluk says the next steps are to continue working with the government through the ICPC to see projects through. Inuit Tapiri Kanatami's president added that they also discussed what types of projects Inuit are interested in. U.S. President Donald Trump says there might not be a trade deal with Canada. His comments come a week before the U.S. deadline to reach an agreement. Rafi Boudjikanian looks at where negotiations stand now.
Just a week away from his deadline to reach a deal with Canada, the U.S. president musing Ottawa won't get off scot-free.
August 1st is going to come, and we will have most of our deals finished, if not all. We haven't really had a lot of luck with Canada. I think Canada could be one where they'll just pay tariffs, not really a negotiation.
The U.S. says those tariffs will go from 25% to 35% for goods that are not covered by the existing free trade agreement with Canada and Mexico. After first saying his government would not accept a deal that includes tariffs at all, Prime Minister Mark Carney has changed his tune more recently.
We are looking for the best deal for Canada. We're only going to accept the best deal for Canada.
The government's benchmark for a best deal now is a mystery. Canadian officials were in D.C. just yesterday for negotiations with American counterparts.
These are complex negotiations. The Canadian-American economic and security relationship is unique. There is no comparator with other countries in terms of the way the trading and security relationship between our countries has evolved.
In all kinds of...
Meanwhile, some say moving the goalposts during deal-making is on brand for Trump.
He forced, in his first term, the renegotiation of the NAFTA. He said it'll be done in 7 to 8 weeks. And it took us 7 rounds, official rounds, and then a couple of unofficial rounds in 17 months before we came to a deal that, in the end, has worked very well for the U.S., and for Canada.
In Scotland this weekend, Trump will meet with European Union officials as well as British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, while Canadian officials say they will go to D.C. again next week, hoping to iron out irritants. Rafi Boudjikanian, CBC News, Ottawa.
Welcome to your new home.
Mais il est trop chaud. He understands French. I'm not seeing this as a suicide.
Someone sure wanted us to think it was.
Gallagher is suspect number 1.
Tell me, was it the man's politics you didn't like, or the fact that he's living with your wife? I know he's into something. I just got to prove it.
No, we all have a past. Find his.
Be careful around Fitz. Donnie's got a lot of demons that tend to appear when no one expects it.
New year, new school, new uniform. High school was a chance at reinvention, a whole new me. Who to join? Jocks? Nerds? This was life or death.
Take a risk. Life's short. Don't waste it living someone else's life. Just live your own.
Sometimes you find yourself in the right place at the right time. And if you're there with the right people, well, it doesn't get any better than that.
I brought a few friends along with me today.
3, 2, 1.
Mom, you're embarrassing me in front of the dragons.
Take me home, James.
Full of surprises here on The Den. Dragon's Den. Watch free on CBC Gem. 12 of Britain's best amateur bakers have made it to the tent.
This is an absolute dream.
Every inch of their baking skill will be scrutinised.
Lovely jubbly.
Those that falter will leave the tent.
One wrong move and it's over.
You want a game? Bring it on.
Go, go, go!
Oh my God! We need help out there.
Yeah, we'll come for you.
This is it! Canada's ultimate challenge.
Our family is about to do something we've never done before.
Leave the store while we go to India.
Looks like you're in a good bet.
Hello, I'm Paul Andrew. Here's George Tuckaroo with the news.
Thanks, Paul. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Carol Morin.
That's Northbeat for tonight. I'm Nadira Beg. Good night.
Good evening. I'm Randy Henderson. We start in the Northwest Territories.
Good evening. I'm Kate Kyle.
I'm Hillary Bird.
Shannon Scott.
Juanita Taylor, and this is Northbeat.
As I told you earlier, we are at the Self-Government Celebrations in Norman Wells. The Clégotli-Gotine government is decades in the making. Its final agreement was ratified earlier this year, and this weekend, people from far and wide have come to celebrate, including Dean Boland. Dean, thanks for being here with me.
Yeah, no problem. I like being here, and I think it's going to be a real good time being here. It's a long time. I've never been here before, so it's going to be cool.
Yeah, Dean, tell me about your connections to Norman Wells.
The connections here is my dad was from here, and he's been gone for a long time here, but he was brought up here, and the whole family, and I just had to get up here and see all my aunts and uncles and friends that he had, and I want to enjoy.
Yeah, what's it been like meeting all of this family for the first time?
Oh, it's just fantastic. Like, I mean, it's breathless for me to talk about it because I'm just so glad to be here, and the people here are so great, and yeah, I just love it.
And tell us where you traveled from to be here.
Oh, I traveled Ontario, which is Muskoka. That's where I'm from, and yeah, we traveled all the way over here and come up, and yeah, I had to do it. I have to come and see all my relations and relatives.
And mark the moment too. I mean, it's a big moment for the government.
It is for government, yeah, and all that there. Yeah, because yeah, I see what's here now. Yeah.
Yeah, what are your first impressions of the community itself?
Well, the community itself is growing, as far as I know, and yeah, it needs to have a bit more upgrade, which every town does usually, anyways. But no, it seems to be coming along pretty good.
And Dean, do you have any stories from your father of Norman Wells that you could share with us off the top of your head?
Just that my dad there, when he was, I guess when he was here, him and his brother joined the war. Yep, and my dad made it back. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So other than that, I like I say, I don't know a lot more yet about it. I gotta talk to my aunts, uncles, and stuff.
I bet you'll learn a lot this weekend.
Oh, I will. So yeah.
Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Okay. No
Lassie,
problem
take
at all.
care.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
That was Dean Boland. He is live here at the Self-Government Celebrations in Norman Wells. And we actually have a second guest as well. Come on in. We just can't stop talking to people because it's too exciting. Hello. Hi. Lou, right?
Right.
Why don't you introduce yourselves for us?
My name is Lieutenant. I am here for the second time. I came from Toronto, and my grandfather was up here. My grandmother was born up here, and my mother was one of 8 children. So we had 14 cousins come back last year, and now my 2 sisters and myself and 2 of my nephews and my niece came this time.
That's incredible.
So it's great for the rest of the family to start seeing the North.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a beautiful place, and Toronto, it's pretty far to come. It's pretty different from Toronto.
It's a long way.
Yeah. What was your first impression when you first came?
I think the expansiveness, the short trees you can see forever, and the mountains and the rivers and the lakes, and the way the sun glistens off of the lakes. It shines like diamonds. It's like gold.
That's such a beautiful way to put it.
It is an amazing country.
It is, isn't it? What was it like for you and your cousins coming here for the self-government as well and kind of reconnecting with this part of yourselves?
I think getting to know more of my family is really, really important, and understanding where we all connected, where we all came from, is a special gift that we don't get to do this. There's no second chance to do this. This is like an amazing time. And I'm meeting so many people that I'm related to.
That's so fun to meet those family members, and just learn about roots.
Yes.
What are you looking forward to most this weekend?
I think just having a lot of fun and really enjoying the people. Yeah.
I'll let you get back to dinner. Thank you so much, Lou. It was a pleasure to meet you. Okay, 2 guests, and everyone behind me is having a wonderful time from what we can hear. There are kids playing, people eating their dinners, and of course there is a drum dance later, which if we can, we might try to attend. Starlink's vice president of engineering says an internal software error led to a massive worldwide outage on Thursday. Tens of thousands of users were without internet access, including here in the north. The outage started around 3 p.m. Eastern time, and then it started working again about after 2.5 hours. SpaceX's owner Elon Musk apologized for the outage. Nunavut's travel industry generated hundreds of millions of dollars for the territory's economy in 2024. That's according to a new study. The CBC's Mahnor Mubarak has more details.
Travel Nunavut's new report found that the industry contributed over $460 million to the territory's GDP. Travel Nunavut is a travel industry advocacy association. They commissioned the report. The data comes as no surprise to Louis-Philippe Potier, the president of Inukpak Outfitting, which offers services like dog sledding and snowmobiling. He says his own organization is seeing an increase in business over the years despite taking a hit during COVID.
Seeing that same upgoing trend since 22-23. So there's no doubt that we'll keep doing better every potential next year.
Alex Stubbing is Travel Nunavut's president and CEO. He says there's still room for growth for the territory's travel industry.
Almost every community in the territory needs more services, more places to stay, more places to eat, restaurants, more local guides.
The study also found that the industry supported over 6,000 jobs in 2024. Mahnor Mubarak, CBC News, Iqaluit.
It's the event that officially kicks off the Hakusti celebration amongst the inland Tlingit people of the Yukon and northern BC. Over 20 paddlers spread between 2 canoes, ceremonially arriving in Carcross, Yukon. That happened this morning. The CBC's Marissa Mayer was there to witness their arrival.
Before contact and residential schools, dugout canoes traveled these ancient inland waterways. On this day at Marsh Lake, just outside of Whitehorse, 2 canoe crews are getting ready for a 3-day journey.
Normally we would paddle from Atlin to Carcross or Carcross to Atlin. Due to some deaths in the community though, and out of respect, we just decided to shorten the journey this year.
The reintroduction of canoe culture to the inland Tlingit is based on the concept of healing. Donna Johns says she's watching her paddlers transform as they are reintroduced to their land and water.
A few of the kids on my boat have lost parents to drug overdose throughout this opioid epidemic, and those are the kids that they're the first ones at these practices, they're the last ones to leave, they're like a couple of my best warriors.
I have my own personal recovery to thank, and I like being an inspiration to all the youth coming up.
Wayne Price has carved more than 17 cedar dugout canoes. Many were commissioned by Yukon First Nations. He says they're helping change communities that are suffering.
Alcohol and drugs has never been who we are, doesn't belong to us, and we don't need it. And that if we embrace canoe journeys and tribal journeys, it's a good replacement for what usually happens.
After 3 days on the water, both canoes must show their intent before they are allowed to land on shore. Satisfied that their intentions are good, the chief of the Carcross Tagish First Nation gives her permission for them to land. For Tagish Johns Beatty, being welcomed home after the canoe journey reaffirms his training to become a warrior for his people.
A warrior will have patience and be strong even if other people can't.
they can be strong for them and to help lift each other up and not push each other down. Being a warrior is to not sit there and to belittle somebody for not doing something right, but to teach them.
The celebration part is where the kids get to celebrate and get honored for the great journey that they just did. So it's important.
Hakusti's celebration is meant to rebuild what has been taken away through colonization and the Indian residential school experience. It reaffirms long-lost bonds between communities and shows non-Indigenous spectators the beauty of this once powerful way of life. Marissa Mayer, CBC News, Carcross.
The Yukon Summer Music Camp is in full swing this week. It features a variety of classes, from music lessons to how to use recording equipment. The CBC's Isabella Calisi went to the camp earlier this week and spoke with some of the campers.
This is my 3rd year. I think I started when I was 7 then. Yeah, it's just wonderful. Like, this is my 1st year of rock too, which is super cool. I wanted to do it, and the teachers work so hard to put this stuff together, and it's like super fun.
Campers and instructors come from across the country and beyond just to attend the Yukon Summer Music Camp. Classes span from instrumental to writing songs to audio technical.
And there's this wonderful kind of collaboration that occurs and this enrichment that people are able to engage and get some fresh perspectives and get inspired through music.
This is the 39th year of the camp, and one camper has been in attendance almost every year since it began in 1986.
So I was 11 years old, and I did beginner band. I had never touched a clarinet, and I got a chance to do that and play with the big band. I also took the choir that year, and I loved it so much that I've been coming back pretty much every year since, and that was a long time ago. What hasn't changed is sort of the spirit of camp. So it's all about people wanting to learn music together and make music together, and it's great for beginners all the way up to people who have been playing for many, many years, and all ages, like literally all ages. So we've got like little tiny toddlers all the way up to, I was in a choir last night with someone who's 77 years old. So it's pretty great.
At the end of the week, campers and instructors will get together in an all-camp showcase, sharing what they learned with the public. Isabel Calisi, CBC News, Whitehorse.
And that is Northbeat for tonight. For news anytime, go to cbc.ca/north. Thank you for watching and for joining us in Norman Wells. I'm Megan Roberts. We leave you in Norman Wells tonight with more of Visit. Have a great weekend.